Okay, welcome back. It's Monday, September 29th. Your mandatory reality check is here.
Or, what we prefer to call the official pickoff for the next wave of national anxiety.
Yeah, pretty much. We're going to
Yes.
sift through yesterday's Icelandic news chaos, as usual.
Digging into the, let's say, beautiful absurdities, the occasional triumphs of rock-bottom expectations.
And the seemingly endless national tragicomedy. Just keeps giving, doesn't it?
It really does.
This is Bad Things Well Said Icelandic Newsroom, our job. Giving you the right words to be, well, correctly cynical about everything.
And hey, if you're actually enjoying this dose of reality.
Please, seriously, hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. It helps.
Yeah, otherwise, how are you going to know exactly what requires your cynicism tomorrow? Think about it.
We're your only hope for that kind of specific enlightenment.
Right. Let's start where we always do. The weather, the atmosphere's throwing a bit of a tantrum.
That low pressure system everyone's buzzing
Yeah.
about. Yeah, it showed up. Right on schedule.
The sequel nobody actually requested, but, deep down we all knew was inevitable.
Absolutely. It's the next infrastructure stress test. And it's already split the country in two, basically.
The classic two Iceland scenario, right? South and west. Getting absolutely hammered.
Hammered is a good word, yeah.
Right.
Rain, wind, the works.
Meanwhile, up north, over east, they're probably sipping coffee, looking out at calm skies, thanks to the rain shadow.
Which is just the fancy term orographic lift for the storm kind of chickening out when it hit the glaciers.
Yeah, decided to just dump everything on us down here in the capital region instead. Convenient.
For Reykjavik, the forecast is grim. Let's be honest.
Sustained southeast winds, 10 to 15 meters per second. Gusts near the coast hitting 20 meters. That's, over 70 kilometers?
Yeah, it's serious. And the rest of the week, it's not looking much better. It's like a menu of meteorological misery.
A tasting menu, maybe?
Hmm.
A little bit of drizzle, potential thunderstorm midweek for drama.
And then the grand finale by the weekend. A proper cold northern wind. Maybe sleet. Maybe snow higher up. Because comfort is overrated.
Apparently. Well, while the sky's doing its thing, the ground under Reykjanes is doing its usual slow burn pressure cooker impression.
Ah, yes. Can't forget the volcano watch. Svartsengi. The magma's back up to that number.
11 million cubic meters, which, as you probably remember, was the exact volume that kicked off the last event.
Yep. So naturally, the powers that be did their bureaucratic duty.
Raised the alert level, VALS2.
Which translates from official jargon to, yeah, it's probably going to blow again soon. We're just confirming it now.
Pretty much. And the timeline is, vague, but also kind of specific.
Right. Geologists are saying it could reach the big critical number, 23 million cubic meters, by mid-December.
But it could also decide to, redecorate the landscape anytime between, now and Christmas.
So we wait. Again, it's the national condition, isn't it? Waiting for the eruption, for the wind to die down.
Waiting for the next weird news story. Which actually brings us nicely to the weekend's little drama, a tale of disaster and surprising speed.
Act 1. The crisis. The ring road near Jökull SK-16. Washed out. 50 meters of main highway just gone.
Yeah, country cut in half. And honestly, that's where you'd expect the story to stall, right?
Yeah.
Bureaucracy delays.
Months of finger-pointing, maybe a temporary ferry by, Easter. That's the usual script.
But no, Act 2, the plot twist of competence. 16 heavy machines just descended on the scene.
Like mechanical cavalry. And by 7 p.m. Saturday, fixed. Okay, temporary surface, 30-kilometer limit, but open.
It was genuinely shocking. It sort of breaks all the rules of Icelandic infrastructure project.
Proof that we can actually be efficient when there's a truly undeniable problem, like, say, stranding a football team.
Ah, yes. IBV needed to get to Ísafjörður for their match against Vestri. That might have lit a fire under someone.
It probably did. Which leads us directly to Act 3, the crushing defeat.
The road is fixed, national unity restored, just in time for the home team Vestri to get absolutely demolished. Haas alone.
Ouch. Brutal.
It's the perfect Icelandic story, isn't it? You conquer nature, you rebuild a highway overnight.
And you still get hammered on your own turf. You can fix the road, but you can't fix the team, apparently.
Human error remains undefeated. Speaking of which, that boat.
Oh, the Jökull SK-16, the 80-ton wooden fishing boat with, apparently, a deep philosophical objection to floating.
It sank. Again, in the exact same spot in Hafnarfjörður Harbor.
Didn't it sink back in August 2020?
Yep. And the police investigated then, found basically nothing. Cause unknown, shrugged shoulders.
And now, history repeats itself. The police are investigating its sinking.
Right. How are they going to find this time? Boat exhibited signs of extreme ennui.
Maybe it's performance art? A commentary on persistence or
Yeah.
futility.
It's gotta be. They raise it, it floats for a bit, then just decides, nah, I prefer it down here.
You have to admire its commitment in a weird way. Dedication to failure.
Well, from maritime melancholy, let's shift to bureaucratic routines and the weekend idiocy highlights.
Right. The police paid another visit to the Hells Angels place in Kopafogur.
After that massive operation a couple of weeks ago, special forces, 3 arrests, who then got released.
As predicted. So Saturday, another operation. This one described as milder.
And the grand total of arrests this time, drumroll please, 0.
0. You got to wonder about the cost benefit here. All that overtime, all those resources. For what? A routine check-in.
Seems like it. An expensive way to say hello.
Meanwhile, elsewhere on the roads, chaos as usual.
Oh yeah, the weekend driving follies, never disappoint.
We had the driver with no license, classic. Carrying 6 people in a 5-seater car, also classic.
Who then managed to roll the car near Artunsbrekka, major interchange. 3 people hospitalized, just layers of bad decisions.
Oh wait, there's more. Don't forget the drunk driver.
Ah, yes. Caused a 4-car pileup at Springesender, another key spot.
And then the pièce de résistance tried to flee the scene. On foot.
You just can't make this stuff up. It's like a national sport sometimes.
It really is. Keeps things interesting.
Uh.
And then there's the political merry-go-round.
Always spinning. Svandis Svavarsdottir is officially out of the municipal race. Says that chapter's closed. Probably wise, given everything else going on.
But the real gem was the center party, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Pure political theater. They're bringing back the abolished role of vice chairman.
A role they got rid of 5 years ago. Why?
To entice Snorri Masson, the MP, to run for it. To inject, and I quote, youthful vision.
By resurrecting an outdated bureaucratic position. That's quite the strategy.
It's like trying to modernize by installing dial-up internet. Peak center party logic.
It really is something. Okay, let's look outwards for a second. Because our lovely geographical bubble, it kind of burst this weekend.
Yeah, the whole drone situation. Remember how nonchalant the government seemed about those drones over Danish airports?
That stance aged like milk, didn't it?
Instantly sour. Because the Danish PM, Mette Frederiksen, she's not mincing words anymore.
Called it a serious attack on Danish critical infrastructure. And then dropped the term hybrid attack.
And heavily implied Russia was behind it, said she couldn't deny it was them. That's pretty direct.
And suddenly that abstract threat felt a lot closer to home, didn't it?
Saturday night. A tip about a drone near Keflavik Airport. Our airport.
Police investigated. Turned out to be a false alarm, thankfully.
But still, it just shatters that illusion of safety, that idea that we're too remote for this stuff.
Yeah, the Prime Minister's previous calmness about no imminent threat looks a bit like wishful thinking now, doesn't it? The world's caught up.
It really has.
Yeah.
And speaking of sudden shifts and jarring contrasts, the news from the Mormon community was striking.
It affects people here too, of course. It was quite the weekend for them.
Yeah, the juxtaposition was intense. On Saturday, their president, Russell M. Nelson, passed away peacefully. He was 101.
A very long life, a peaceful end. Seems quite serene in a way.
Then, bam, the very next morning, Sunday. Horrific attack in Michigan.
A gunman rams a truck into one of their churches during service, shoots people, sets it on fire.
Yeah. 2 people killed. Just brutal, targeted violence.
Imagine that emotional whiplash for the community.
Yeah.
Mourning their leader one day, then facing this kind of hatred the next.
Yeah.
It's just staggering, a terrible reminder that violence can reach anywhere, anytime.
Truly awful. Okay, let's try to pivot. Maybe find a slightly less bleak note to move towards the end on.
Right. How about a small win for common sense?
All right.
Skapa og Skritla.
The children's entertainers. What's the story there?
Well, Herfna Holdrimsdotter, who plays Skritla, she just finished her master's degree in positive psychology.
Okay.
And her research basically confirmed that everything she's been doing intuitively for 21 years, focusing on joy, connection, positivity with kids.
Yeah.
It's exactly what developmental science says is best for childhood well-being, especially in those crucial first 1,000 days.
Huh. So science basically validated her gut feeling after 2 decades. Pretty much. A rare case where intuition and rigorous research align perfectly. It's kind of nice, isn't it? A small victory for just doing good things because they feel right.
That is actually quite nice. A little flicker of light. Okay, but we have to end, as is tradition, with some global schadenfreude, the Ryder Cup.
Ah, yes. Europe won 13.5 to 10.5. Good for them. But that's not the real story, is it?
Not at all. The real story is the spectacular, almost beautiful psychological implosion of the American team.
Embodied perfectly by the world number one, Scotty Scheffler.
Oh, this is painful, but also fascinating. The best golfer on the planet, statistically.
And he becomes the first world number one ever to lose his first 3 matches at a Ryder Cup. Ever.
And the first American ever to lose all 4 of his opening pair sessions, just disintegrated under pressure.
It was incredible to watch. Just proves that in that environment, the rankings, the stats, they mean absolutely nothing. It's all mental.
All in the head. Very public meltdown. Satisfying in a purely sporting drama kind of way?
Definitely. So, wrapping all this up, this windy, chaotic Monday morning, what's the final thought for you, our listener?
I think it circles back to waiting, doesn't it? Icelandic life seems defined by it.
Waiting for the eruption, waiting for the storm to pass, waiting for the incompetent driver to crash, waiting for the boat to sink again.
It's a cycle. Predictable crisis, surprising competence, inevitable human failure. Repeat.
The trick is just to wait with a bit of style and maybe a sense of humor.
Exactly. Wait with style and keep your cynicism sharp. Thanks for tuning in to Bad Things Well Said Icelandic Newsroom.
Yeah, thanks. Please do subscribe, like, share it with someone who appreciates the absurdity. We'll be back tomorrow with more inevitable chaos.
Cheers. Just a quick note. The voices of this podcast were generated by AI. However, all information, facts, claims, concepts, and the script itself were prepared, editorially reviewed, and are the original work of a human author.